Welcome to Card Kata, the game of hand-to-hand combat, now available on Tabletop Simulator. The main menu features two buttons, Start and Free Play. Pressing Start will automatically begin a basic game of Card Kata. There is a small floating menu which can be repositioned by clicking and dragging it around the screen. From this menu, you can restart the game, go to Showdown mode, or return to the main menu. Carl shuffles the deck. Since there are 6 fighters, he deals out 6 cards to each of his opponents. He then clicks the arrow card, which automatically repositions itself in front of him. Clicking it again will change its direction. If this is the first round of Card Kata, the player to the left of the dealer always goes first. Super Destructo begins by attacking with a fire, jump, punch combo. The active element is now set as fire. The other fighters continue with fire attacks around the table. Gameplay returns back to Super Destructo, who, being out of fire cards, plays a dodge card and bypasses his attack. Fire is still the active element. Roadkill, also out of fire cards, plays his Chaos card, which clears the field and allows him to choose the direction of play. He continues in the same direction and changes the active element to water by attacking with a water jump kick combo. Lady Thunderstrike then blocks Roadkill's attack, forcing the water kick back into his hand. The block then clears the field and allows her to change the active element to wind by attacking with a wind jump punch combo. The other fighters continue with wind attacks until Super Destructo plays a counter card, which clears the field and reverses the direction of play. He then attacks with a water punch, changing the active element to water. The rest of the table continues with water attacks until it is Lady Thunderstrike's turn. Unable to play, she is forced to draw a card. Super Destructo attacks with his last card, a water punch, hoping to be crowned the master. But Carl blocks his attack and forces the water punch back into his hand. The block clears the field and Carl attacks with a wind kick, changing the active element to wind. Dragonstar attacks with his final cards, a wind jump punch combo. Not having a block, Captain Supremo plays his final cards, a counter, which clears the field and reverses the direction of play, and a water kick, which puts him in second place, cementing Dragonstar as the master. Carl is forced to draw a card, while Super Destructo attacks with his last card, a water punch, putting him in third place. Roadkill plays a dodge card, maintaining water as the active element. He knows that the last card he plays must be a punch or a kick. Lucky for him, the other players continue with water attacks until play returns to Roadkill, who attacks with his final card, a water punch, putting him in fourth place. Now only 2 fighters remain. As master, Dragonstar triggers the showdown by clicking the showdown button on the menu. The final 2 players are seated across from each other as the field zones are automatically rearranged for the showdown. The deck is shuffled and split between both fighters. They place the remaining cards from their hands on top of their respective decks. Then, each fighter places the top 3 cards from their decks face up in front of them. The master counts down 3, 2, 1. Fight! And clicks the Deal Showdown button, which automatically places the top card of each of the fighters' draw deck into their corresponding fight zone, and the battle begins. In Showdown, fighters play their 3 face-up cards into either fight zone as long as the element of the card being played matches that of the card in the fight zone. They then refill the 3 vacant spaces by drawing from their own deck as quickly as possible. Defensive cards and the Chaos card lock the fight zones, meaning only the fighter that played it may play an elemental attack on top of it. You cannot play a defensive card or a Chaos card on top of a locked zone. With one of the fight zones locked, Lady Thunderstrike plays a water jump on top of it, allowing both fighters to play out the remaining water attacks. But Carl quickly follows up by locking a fight zone. He plays his next 2 water attacks and draws a Chaos card, quickly locking the zone again before Lady Thunderstrike has a chance to lock it herself with a dodge card. Lady Thunderstrike quickly recovers and uses the dodge card to lock the other zone. Meanwhile, Carl opens up his locked zone with a fire card, just as Lady Thunderstrike also plays a fire card on her locked zone. Luckily, she draws a counter and uses it to lock the zone and play 2 wind attacks on top of it. Both players are neck and neck as they race to the finish. Lady Thunderstrike tries to play a fire kick onto one of the fight zones, but Carl beats her to the punch by locking the zone with a dodge. Lady Thunderstrike flips the last 2 cards from her deck, but is unable to play the remaining fire cards. Carl wins the showdown, and Lady Thunderstrike is deemed the wretched dog and the dealer for the next round. In the future, Card Kata will continue to grow through a variety of expansions that will bring the thrill of the fighting game experience to the tabletop. Card Kata, what's your kata?